Good morning. I am Kevin Price. Delighted to be with you. Going to spend some time talking to you about you and your business. And Brendan Neath, he's a regular contributor on The Price of Business, and I really consider him a thought leader when it comes to business growth and business management and leadership, which is why we invite him to be on the program, and always enjoy what he brings to the conversation. Brendan's company is Victory Transportation Systems. Can be found at victorytrucks.com. Brendan, why don't you tell us a little more about what you do?
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for those kind words. Well, what we are is a time-definite hot shop provider here in Houston, Texas, and we help companies from all different levels of industry, from electrical distributors, pipe valves and fittings, supply houses. We help them move their freight in and around Houston or anywhere in the continental United States, and we do that in an expedited manner, where if they call us, they need it to get there as quickly as they can and as fast as they can. And that freight, their freight, is the only freight that will be on that truck. So we help people get stuff to their customers when it's quickly needed.
Yeah, and I love the use of the expression hot shot. Most people think hot shot, they think, an envelope. But in reality, it's as big as it needs to be with you guys.
Yes, sir. It can be anything from a small box of seals up to a big full load of valves headed to somewhere, to a plant, or a large set of pumps headed to a plant that's needed, and they need it to address any failures or any maintenance problems that they may have, or may just be something they were building and needed it built, and then once it's ready to get it there delivered as quickly as possible.
Yeah, no question about it. So it's hard to believe. I feel like I'm still recovering from Christmas, but we're already at the end of the first quarter, which I don't know about you. I find that a little shocking. Where are you at as a business at the end of this first quarter?
We're having a rough go at it the first quarter. Some of our customers are feeling the effects of the oil field being down, and then I think the oil field has such a huge presence here in Houston that even if you're not 100% oil field related vendor or customer, then you're still feeling some of the trickle down effects just because of Houston and the large presence energy has here. So we're feeling a little bit of the pinch, and so what we've done is zeroed back in, keep our expenses in line, keep everybody aware that through this challenging time we just got to compete and go find some new marketplaces to get our foot in the door and watch the dollars as we, pare down a little bit and see what happens over the next couple of quarters.
Yeah. And so, and what people don't seem to realize is exactly what you just said. There is a ripple effect when it comes to something as important as energy. And so, back in the 80s, roughly 60 or 70% of the entire Houston economy was dependent on energy. Today it's closer to 25%, but nonetheless, so much of the other industries still depend on energy. And the ripple effect is certainly felt.
Yeah, no question. And so what you have to do, in our view, in those particular situations, is you have to keep your expenses in line with your revenue. And how we do that is to be very transparent with our team. We let them know what's going on, what our plan of attack is to get through this situation. So obviously we've had to start the first quarter and we've had to pivot a little bit. And so we've just sat down with everybody, told them here's where we are, here's what we've got to do. And most people felt that they were on board. A couple of people weren't on board, so they decided to do different things. But it's just a matter of simple economics. Your overhead X, and it needs to be in line with where your revenue is.
Right. As the great line from the great movie, it's not personal, it's business.
That's correct.
And that's what businesses are having to have to do, is make those kind of decisions. And so, very good. So you're talking about looking into expanding into other markets. What are some of the areas you've got an eye on?
Well, what we did last year is and it's taken us a little bit of time to get it completed and get all our ducks in a row, but we've become a hazmat certified carrier, so we can all hazmat endorsed product or hazmat endorsed equipment. And so what we're really focusing on, and the reason why we did that is we felt it gave us another niche in the marketplace where some of our competitors may not become a could become a hazmat endorsed carrier due to the fact of their CSA scores or their safety scores. And so we felt, because our safety is very good and a top priority of our company, that we could delve in and find some different niches. And lo and behold, it's come at a good time that we did that, because now it allows us to go after some of those types of services where there may not be as much competition for us, and allow us to do some different hauling that we've never done before. So we're focusing on hazmat freight this quarter and the next quarter to see how we can improve our presence in that area.
Very good. Brendan Neath, he again is with Victory Transportation Systems. That's victorytrucks.com, victorytrucks.com. So it seems like to me, as we wrap up the segment, cool heads, level heads are going to prevail in a business environment like this. You're not the only one who's dealing with that, the challenges of the ripple effect of energy. Any sage advice, any counsel you would have for other business owners that are feeling the effects of, the ripple effect of energy?
Well, what I found and what I've learned through the last downturn that was definitely educational for me, as I had never been through something like that before, but be very transparent with your team. Don't huddle up in a bunch of private meetings with your leadership team. Let them know what's going on, because they're going to sense something. They're going to make their own story if you don't give them the true story. And you'd rather give them the true story, so that way they're not thinking the worst. And even if it is the worst, give them an honest assessment of where we are as a company, what you plan to do, and get them to buy in. It'll make things a lot easier. Selling them on the facts and that we're not the only ones facing this challenge, but together as a team we can get through it. But here's what we're going to have to do. We're going to all have to share in the pain. And, and then the next best thing for me would be to give somebody some good advice is pare your overhead down to where your revenue level is. Because if you were at 30% last year and your revenues dropped 30%, well, then your expenses need to come down 30%. So those would be the two things that I think would be a good start for somebody that's going through this for the first time.
Don't accumulate debt. That would be good counsel. Brendan Neath, he's a regular, and you can see why. And that kind of transparency and honesty is why you're becoming even more important to our audience to help them through these times. Thanks so much.
You guys have a good one. Thank you. Stay dry.
We'll look forward to seeing you soon. VictoryTrucks.com. Make sure you check it out. Do want to remind you, the show continues 24/7 at priceofbusiness.com. More for you